Happening now, we are officially in the final phase of reopening following the COVID-19 shutdown. What's open under Phase 4 next? Plus, a Jamestown man pleads guilty in connection with a drug trafficking case.
And the day has changed, but the weather is not changing. Lots of sunshine out there for today. A little bit more humidity, just a small chance for a shower tomorrow. I've got the details next as the news at noon starts right now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Western New York officially entered Phase 4 of reopening today, giving the green light for several area businesses and organizations to get back to work. Included in the final phase of reopening is indoor religious gatherings of up to 33% occupancy, and now social gatherings of up to 50 people. Higher education, such as community and junior colleges, universities, grad schools, medical schools, and technical schools are also now able to reopen. Low-risk outdoor arts and entertainment, such as zoos, gardens, and historical sites, as well as indoor arts and entertainment, such as indoor museums, historical sites, aquariums, are now able to resume operation as well. However, some services like gyms, shopping malls, and movie theaters will not open immediately under this phase. That's something that Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell continues to push for.
I am hopeful that other industries that were not able to open as of yet would get the guidance to open safely and responsibly in the near future. We are excited to move into Phase 4, but we must remind everyone to still stay vigilant and wearing your masks when unable to socially distance and when you're out in public.
Before Phase 4 businesses reopen, they're required to fill out a safety plan, which is posted at forward.ny.gov. Local businesses with questions about guidance and reopening are asked to contact the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency. Well, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo yesterday called on President Donald Trump to sign an executive order requiring people to wear a mask in public and to lead by example by wearing one himself.
Let the president have the same sense and do that as an executive order. And then let the president lead by example and let the president put a mask on it. Because we know it works. We've proven that it works in the state of New York. And the president can still be New York tough and New York smart and united and disciplined and loving.
The governor made the announcement during a COVID-19 press conference update in New York City. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends that people wear cloth face coverings in public settings where social distancing is difficult. Trump has said mask wearing was fine, but not for him. Meanwhile, the governor also talked about high-efficiency HEPA filters that can block COVID-19. He says they'll be required in air conditioning systems at any mall that would reopen and will be recommending them for other businesses as well. A City of Jamestown man has pled guilty in connection with a 2019 drug trafficking case. Federal prosecutors say 40-year-old Terrence McRae pled guilty to possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine in a Buffalo courtroom on Monday. They say McRae could spend a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison and could see a $1 million fine. In September 2016, he was arrested after Jamestown police raided a Newland Avenue apartment where inside investigators allegedly recovered 9 plastic wax baggies with skull and Viking hat logos, methamphetamine, marijuana, pills, cell phones, and a scale. Charges are still pending against co-defendants Richard Kinsley and Brandy Whitford, who were also arrested in that raid. Well, next week, one of the area's largest grocery store chains will be returning to reusable bags only at their locations here in Jamestown. Tops Friendly Market says by Monday, all stores in the state will no longer offer plastic bags when checking out. Reusable bags can be purchased for 99 cents each. Tops Totes for Change also is for sale there. Those bags and proceeds of that will be donated to charity. Customers are allowed to bring in their plastic bags to use as long as they're clean, Plastic bags will also be available for meat and produce in those departments. Those who would like to recycle their plastic bags are able to dispose of them at bins. Now, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the state has allowed grocery store chains to return the plastic bags rather than having cashiers touching customers' reusable bags. Well, we thank you so much for joining us here for WNY News Now on this Tuesday. Let's check in with the comments and see how everyone is doing today. Gotta say hello to Pam. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Good to see Crystal, Amber, Dave, Rod. Wendy says, happy sunny Tuesday, guys. Always great to have you here, Wendy. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see Wallace, David, Joseph, Teresa, and other David Gustafson joining us as well. Great to have all of you along. Let's now get a check of our First Defense weather forecast. That's where we find Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. And Mr. Hunter, it's so nice outside. I kind of want to get through the broadcast and just head right out for lunch. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's another fantastic day, and actually, I brought this up by mistake, but 75 is the current temperature at the Jamestown Airport. This is a live look atop from the DoubleTree Hotel, and you can see right here, that is the construction that's going on at Northwest Arena, and again, that's very fun to see that. It's a little bit breezy, northwest wind at 13, but it still feels like 75 degrees outside right now, but the humidity is going to be ticking up as we go through the afternoon. Right now in Mayville, 74, 75 over in Fredonia, 78, Dunkirk 79 over in Erie, and 76 over in Randolph. So the temperatures are a little bit warmer than where they were yesterday. And I told you the humidity is going to be up a little bit. We're going to be in this humid range today, 60 to 65 degrees for dew point temperatures today. So you're going to be feeling it once again as you step outside today because the humidity is up once again. The high yesterday was 79 degrees, and the low this morning was 61. 94 and 46 are the record high and lows set at the Jamestown Airport for this date. So through the afternoon today, soak up the sunshine. You're going to love it. A bit milder, slightly more humid than it was yesterday. 77 at the immediate Lake Erie waterfront to 85, especially down in northwestern Pennsylvania. Winds averaging northeast 4 to 10, but maybe some winds, maybe up to 15 miles per hour at times. Just a small chance for a shower later in the day tomorrow. Otherwise, the sun continues for the week. I've got the details in just a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Coming up next, why Chautauqua County Sheriff is taking a stand against a state police reform order. And later, how a new device might help those stay healthy while battling COVID-19. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you. When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back to WNY News Now. The Chautauqua County Sheriff is responding to Governor Andrew Cuomo's recent executive order directing law enforcement agencies statewide to enact police reform or face losing all their state funding. Sheriff Jim Quattrone, in a letter to Chautauqua County residents yesterday, says the governor's order implies that all police agencies and officers are racist and abusive, an assumption that the sheriff says is certainly not true. He claims Governor Cuomo never reached out to law enforcement agencies about this action. Furthermore, the sheriff took a stand against the governor, who threatened fiscal repercussions part of the executive order. The sheriff says that he does not answer to the governor, but rather to the people here in Chautauqua County. Sheriff Quattrone says his office will comply with the order so that the county's finances are not put in jeopardy. Meanwhile, the new poll finds that over 60% of New Yorkers say recent police killings are part of a broader pattern of excessive police violence towards black people and are not isolated incidences. Released by Siena College this morning, that poll says 81% of people believe that systematic racism in the country is very or somewhat serious problem, while 18% say it's very or not a problem at all. Around 80% of those polled say that the New York laws to improve policing will be a good thing for the state. However, a majority of New Yorkers oppose reducing that police funding and strongly oppose defunding police altogether, with a plurality supporting demilitarization of police. You can read the full poll for yourself at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, the Supreme Court took action yesterday that's being viewed as a win for supporters of abortion rights. Chief Justice John Roberts sided with liberals on the court to block a controversial Louisiana abortion law. Our Nadia Romero explains.
I believe that this is a huge loss for the women of Louisiana and for the women of this country.
We are the pro-generation! Abortion rights opponents taking to the steps of the nation's highest court after Supreme Court justices ruled in a close 5-4 vote that Louisiana's strict abortion law barring doctors from performing abortions unless they had admitting privileges at a nearby hospital is unconstitutional.
We are encouraged by Judge Gorsuch and Judge Kavanaugh that they voted for life.
Conservative Chief Justice John Roberts shocked pro-life advocates by tipping the scale and again siding with his liberal counterparts.
Today's ruling is a thunderbolt of justice for millions of American women who are at risk of having their constitutional rights invalidated by a reactionary state legislature. Louisiana would have been left with only a single clinic.
Louisiana's Governor John Bel Edwards responded to the ruling in a statement saying, "While I voted for the law in question and am disappointed, I respect the U.S. Supreme Court's decision and trust that Louisiana and our nation will continue to move forward." In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
Nadia, thank you. 4 years ago, the court struck down a similar law in Texas. Pro-life groups had hoped the more conservative makeup of the court today would have made a difference this time around. Well, this is kind of cool. NASA wants to help stop the spread of COVID-19. The space agency now creating a wearable item called Pulse. When a person's hand comes close to his or her face, the Pulse device vibrates, and that should help the wearer remember to avoid contact. Now, health experts say coronavirus is usually contracted from respiratory droplets. The CDC not only recommends people wear masks, but also avoid touching their face to prevent getting infection. Although, here's the thing, NASA isn't selling Pulse. People who are interested in creating one would have to have a 3D printer, wire, and other materials. More information can be found on NASA's website. So certainly a cool little device. Too bad it's not on the market, but I suppose there's a lot of people out there, especially those tinkers, right, who people really into technology and wiring, a lot smarter than this journalist, but are able to put that together, and maybe you can find them on eBay. You never know. Well, we got to say hello to Kaylee. Good to see you. Good to see Teresa. As we talked to her husband this morning, who called the newsroom. It was great to talk to him about people wearing masks and kind of the importance of trying to stop the spread of COVID-19. Certainly, we're all in this together and just trying to look out for the best health of everybody. So we appreciate that conversation and your husband and yours viewership, because it certainly means a lot. Always great to try to get feedback from the community. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is back now with some feedback on our weather forecast. And actually, Dakota, if I'm not mistaken, you have a direct line in your weather office. So if anybody ever has a suggestion, they can leave you a virtual suggestion. I guess complaint. Do you
Just
get
say
more?
What it is. When we don't forecast rain and it rains on your birthday party, hopefully next year when we get back to normal next year, you can call the weather office and you can leave me a nice little voicemail.
Well, do you get a lot of feedback from people, or is it mainly just complaints?
I mean, I do, well, I don't want to say me, but the weather office as a whole, we do get some good mail like, hey, your forecasts are great or whatnot, but we do get the occasional hate mail every now and then. But that's okay. You have to have a thick skin in this business. And you know what? I've been doing weather so long, I don't have any feelings left to hurt. You can say whatever you want to me. You can't hurt my feelings. Talking about this, talking about dryness, since we only have basically today's the last day of June, we're going to end this month below average for rainfall. We've only gauged 1.36 inches of rain at the Jamestown airport this month. That is over a 2-inch deficit for the month, and we're going to definitely start next month dry here. So chance of rain, you'll see it here. Basically nothing here. There is a small chance for a pop-up shower inland away from Lake Erie tomorrow, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But other than that, this week is going to be dry, including the 4th of July itself. So speaking about it, let's show it to you on Future Scan. Nothing today. It's basically going to be a carbon copy of yesterday. Lots of sunshine, mild, a little bit muggy. Now watch the model tomorrow. Spot up a few of these scattered showers tomorrow. Not out of the question, but the chance is about 20 to 25%. Anybody will see one of these, but the majority of the day is going to be dry, and the best chance for that is going to be inland away from Lake Erie. If you're near the Lake Erie shoreline and especially northward, you will stay dry through the day tomorrow. So zone forecast, inland areas today, this is where we're topping out for temperatures. Like Post Malone says, you keep on staring at the sun because temperatures in the lower 80s, maybe some upper 70s possible, especially in the deepest valleys of Cattaraugus County, where you'll likely stay a little bit cooler. Now, we're still under the influence of low pressure right here, so we're wrapped up in the flow around the low. Notice all the cloud cover wrapping back around the center of low pressure, but we still have this high pressure ridge that's blocking this from moving closer to our region. So this little guy right here is going to be your best pal, especially going into this week. Now, looking down the road into the first week of July, it's going to be hot, everybody, but that's what July is supposed to feel like, hot and humid. I think we have a shot of possibly lower 90s in some spots. Don't take that to the bank, but this is going out to the first week of July. It's going to get hot, 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 but that's what July is supposed to feel like. 4th of July, again, slightly updated to the forecast here for Friday, 86. The sun continues, a little bit more muggy. The 4th itself, we spiked the temperature up to 87, much more muggier as well. And Sunday, we're still hot, the hot stuff, and it stays warm and humid. So tonight, temperatures will range 58 to 66 tonight. Summer nights, everybody. Are you with me? Let that igloo cooler. Anyway, next 7 days of your life coming up. 81 tomorrow, 85 on Thursday. Just lots of sunshine again. Small chance for that shower tomorrow inland away from the lake. The 4th of July weekend, great, dry, and we crank up the heat going into the later part of the weekend. Into early next week, we're up to 88 next Monday. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back. The New York State Thruway Authority announcing just a little while ago improvements to parts of I-90 in the Cattaraugus territory are now complete. Officials say the $20.8 million project included the complete repair and rebuild of around 14 lane miles of the thruway and additional safety enhancements. Now, the project was completed weeks earlier than scheduled, and officials say on budget. Originally started in fall 2019, the two-phased project included the complete repair and rebuild of around 4 miles of the thruway, or 14 lane miles, on I-90 between exit 57A in Eden, Angola, and exit 58 in Silver Creek. Now, during the project, crews used approximately 128,000 tons of asphalt pavement and more than 20,000 tons of gravel to completely rebuild down to the base road. With the completion of the project, the speed limit in both directions between exit 57 and 58 have now been returned to 65. Well, if you've thought about putting your home on the market, now could be a good time. Data from the National Retail Association shows that contracts on home sales dropped 44% just last month. That's the highest single month spike since the group began tracking back in 2001. It comes after 2 months of steep decline. Experts say pent-up demand and continued low mortgage rates caused that jump. It may be wise for home buyers to quickly move on finding a property and signing the deal. Some analysts believe that available housing stock may not keep up with the rising demand, which would push prices higher. Well, listen up. The Food and Drug Administration says it has linked more items to a multi-state outbreak of cyclospora infections. Walmart market-side classic iceberg salad bags are now part of that recall. The recall applies to 12 and 24-ounce bags. The products contain iceberg lettuce, carrots, and red cabbage. Officials say the Illinois company Fresh Express produced those salad mix bags. The CDC says that laboratory tests have confirmed cyclospora infections in 206 people so far. Luckily, no one has died, but 23 patients have been hospitalized. Well, fire up Facebook, get intertwined in Instagram, and take Twitter by storm, because today is National Social Media Day. But probably for most of us, every day is that. The modern method of communication has been observed on June 30th since 2010. Social media helps people around the world stay in touch and share their lives with family and friends. It's also a tool used by politicians, organizations, and charities to reach the public. So how can you take advantage of all the social media has to offer? Well, find a new celeb to follow on Instagram. Save some recipes to try soon on Pinterest, or send a message to a long-lost friend on Facebook. It goes without saying that you can make sure the world knows about all your faves with a hashtag on Social Media Day on whatever platform you choose. And I think, Dakota, pretty much everybody here at WNY News Now is addicted to social media one way or another. And for you, I know it's Snapchat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was Snapchatting there.
See? I knew it.
See?
I knew it.
And I did too. There you go. There's your proof right there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Because I'm on the wall, it keyed right in. Look at that.
So it's green on the... That's so funny.
Yeah. Look at that.
And see, Dakota is the coolest person.
Isn't that the most sexiest Snapchat filter? That's the best I've ever looked, ladies and gentlemen. How about that?
Yeah.
So that's going up on my Snapchat. So there you go.
You're the coolest person at WNY News Now because you have, like, the best smartphone, I think, out of all of us.
I have an iPhone 11.
Yeah. And in red.
No, in product red, too.
It looks good.
But no, actually, no. I should rephrase that because our Matt Hummel has an iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Oh,
He's got the big guy with the 3 cameras. So I've just got the 2. But you know what? The iPhone 11 with the 2 cameras works fine for me.
I just have my 10. It's a good phone. I love it. I don't want to pay anymore, so this is it. But my girlfriend was so nice. She and a couple other family members chipped in to get me an Apple Watch. And on Social Media Day, this dummy forgets it at home.
Nice going, Jay.
Oh, well. It is what it is.
Let me guess. It's sitting at home on the charger.
Yep, on my dresser, of all places. Because...
exactly. You should get one of those...
I don't know,
How about wireless charging, Jay? You should get one of those wireless charging mats. You can charge your phone and your Apple Watch together.
That would be really cool. I think I've tried those before with my phone, but I've never understood because you still have to have the phone down.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's really wireless.
Right.
That's
to
the
me,
thing.
it's more of a gimmick than anything else, because it's not like, I know it's hard to do true wireless charging, but there is actually a standard that was approved by the FCC where it's a dongle that you plug into the wall, and then the dongle sends radio frequencies to the device to charge. Now, the range is very small. I think it was only like 10 feet or something, maybe not even that. But that's where wireless charging needs to go, and I think we'll get there at some point in the future. But
that's pretty cool. I think, because I live in dongle hell, as you like to talk about it. Every night my phone, it gets low, so I don't have like the fancy Apple earbuds or Beats. So I just have my regular AirPod. I don't have the AirPods. I have the regular
the
Apple
AirPods,
earbuds. So I have this adapter that comes out and splits it. So I have my power cable into one, my earbuds into the other, and I sit there and watch videos like this.
I mean, you want to talk about dongle hell? We need to get a hold of John the Block Schultz, who was our intern last year, because he has one of the new MacBook Pros that basically only has USB-C. So to connect to anything, you need to have a dongle adapter. We need to get a hold of him and see how dongle hell has been going for him. 4th of July weekend forecast, 87 on the 4th itself. Hot and muggy stuff continues, and it looks like we stay dry probably through the next 6 to 10 days. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you. Our producers just said to me, they're like, this is why we put this story at the end of the show, so we could talk about it.
That's right. It's us. It's us unleashed.
Yeah. Well, hey, we both love tech, so why not? Dakota, thank you very much. That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. Got to say hello to Pat, David, and Mark. Good to see all of you. Thanks for joining us, and drop us a hello in the comments. We're back here tomorrow. Hope to see you then. Leaving you with a live shot over Wally World in Lakewood. If you can, get out and enjoy some of the sun today.